Hi, everybody. This is David P. France coming to you from Basel, Switzerland. Hope everyone is having a great Sunday. I'm actually, it's late here, and I actually decided to make a video on the CHAKA Stephanie Mills Verzuz event that happened the other day. I think it was Saturday. And I debated whether to do this. I wanted to have someone else on Zoom with me discussing it, but I said, look, I can't wait any longer. I've actually looked at a lot of other reviews, and first off, let's just say this: the concept of having Chaka and Stephanie Mills in a Verzuz, it was amazing, brilliant. Whoever came up with the idea, brilliant. I wish I could figure that out and at least send them an email and say, you know, kudos to them. I don't know who it was. I actually saw Charlemagne the God video clip that he did with Stephanie Mills on the Breakfast Club a while back, bringing the subject up. And I don't know if it was his idea or somebody else's idea. But what that event and what that night turned out to be was clearly not expected. First off, I mean, I'll tell you this: I did not see the concert in the traditional way. I think I saw it on YouTube, but it was somebody who was doing a response live to the video. And this is the thing, like I think there are 3 or 4 different ways that you can watch the event. I think you can go in and through Instagram, and I think you can go in through YouTube. I mean, I don't know. I was too late for me to watch it streaming live, but I did catch up. And when I caught up, of course, what I saw was unfortunate, right? Because Chaka Khan was not up to her normal performing abilities. I mean, I've never seen Chaka Khan in concert. Of course, I've always wanted to see a Chaka Khan in concert. I haven't even seen Stephanie Mills in concert, but I have purchased many of their records. Many. They're all in stores now because it was, like, I guess, the old days. But I was a big fan. Still am a big fan. At any rate, I mean, I watched the Verzuz, and I can't even tell you what happened in the sequence of events that everything happened. And all I know is I saw what appeared to be a drunk or a high Chaka Khan, a tipsy Chaka Khan, an unbalanced Chaka Khan, and Stephanie doing her best to make sure that that show and that Chaka, you know, made it through the night. I mean, if you look at some of the videos that are out there on YouTube of Chaka and most recent concerts, I mean, a lot of the performances are very good, but you can also tell that there's something going on with her in the videos, because she's not hitting the lyrics, or she's not singing on, you know, with the precision and sort of with the flow that normally you would expect somebody of her caliber to perform. And one of the things that tipped me off as well is that she recently made a performance. I'm sorry, she made an appearance on Andy Cohen, and that's floating around on YouTube, where this is what I had a problem with. I think somehow the subject matter of Prince came up, and she was talking bad about Prince, about how he smelled or something like this. I don't know what it was, but it was, I thought to myself, this guy, I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but Prince delivered you your #1 hit, probably your highest, if not the highest selling hit. And we have to go back and check to see if that's true or not. But I Feel For You was the song that put her into the mainstream and made her a huge star internationally. She was already a star in the Black community, but you know, so something was amiss, and I could tell that it was amiss in a lot of different videos. I was so embarrassed watching it. You know how when you're a little kid, when you're watching a TV show, and you know, the audience knows that something's about to happen to the character on the TV, but the character doesn't know, and you feel so embarrassed, you have to get up and walk out of the room. I mean, I literally walked out of the room several times while watching it, or I distracted myself so I didn't, I wasn't disappointed. I may have even skipped through it. My point is that, coming up in the 80s and all the records that I bought and all the fanfare that these two major artists had and the accolades and just success, and then to see them, at this moment where they seem to be on the decline. I mean, Stephanie did everything she could to make the best of the opportunity. And what's sad is that what I have been hearing is that younger people don't really know about these two artists. I mean, they don't really know about them. And part of the problem is, okay, that generational thing where every generation has its own music stars, its own celebrities, its own pop stars. But I believe in this is my opinion, that the music that came out in the late 70s, early 80s, you go back and listen to those tracks, that music is some of the best music America has ever produced. I mean, the 80s was popping. Anybody that lived through that time will tell you that it wasn't. Of course, I am biased because I came up during that time. But I mean, come on, Chaka Khan, Stephanie Mills, The Wiz, right? Part of it is that, let's say, technology and the music business has changed so much, right? I mean, the way that the way that music is delivered is very different now than when it was when we were growing up, people that came up in that time, right? You had records and you put them on you had turntables and that sort of thing. And that was at that point, that was a huge leap in terms of technology, but now everything is streaming, right? And, although Charlemagne the God said, okay, R&B is still alive, they're streaming. The problem is that people that would need to, people that want to hear it and people that would be the customers of maybe this type of R&B music, they're not streaming. The streaming is not mainstream. Streaming is still a niche, right? I mean, it's a niche. It used to be that music, and when a song dropped, everybody would know when there was a new release, right? Your grandmother, your mother, the kids, everybody would know when major artists had music drop. I mean, now everything is so splintered and everything is so, I don't know, technology has withered the culture away to the point where, we can't even recognize whether something is really good or not. Either the voice has been altered. They don't play real music anymore. I mean, that was already happening anyway. But look, my prediction is this, going back to the performances, Stephanie Mills is the MVP. She was the promoter, the producer, the background singer, support staff, creative services. She was the DJ. She was the audience and the singer. I mean, she was everything. And I hope that somebody sees her, somebody in the music business sees her and puts her on. They should be, how about this? They should be streaming Stephanie Mills throughout all of Thanksgiving. One of those stations, they need to put every one of those hits that she's done. And I can't even rattle them off, but I can tell you this. Put Your Body Into It, the medicine song. I know that's that song isn't necessarily as popular with some people, but you go back and listen to that song and you listen to as what they call the runs, what is it, the run at the end of the song where they just, they just sort of showcase their voice and everything. Go find the Medicine song, listen to the whole thing, and then go and make sure when you hit the end, maybe the last minute, and you listen to what Stephanie Mills does on that song. Never knew love like this before. When I think of home, even though that was sappy, but I mean, when I think of home and no, that whole thing, I think she sang that at the end. And Chaka, of course, Chaka got hits, but even let's say on the Andy Cohen show, I don't think she likes singing through the fire. I don't know. Somebody find that video where she talks about she don't even like singing through the fire anymore, right? I'm sure if I'm sure her manager, I'm sure Chaka's manager's like, good God Almighty, what did I get myself into? Anyway, I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna watch it full in without having to move around and move away from the screen and leave the room. Because I think these two women are two of the most important American recording artists. I mean, Stephanie Mills, I keep hearing things like, oh, you need to give her flowers. I don't even like that terminology, give somebody their flowers. I mean, Stephanie Mills can blow. And Stephanie Mills is part of the culture now. It might not be promoted. It's not being currently promoted. She's not being currently promoted. Somebody needs to have her on a regular basis, especially after that Verzuz, to make up for the fact that she was prepared and she wasn't able to get her, she wasn't able to really do what she needed to do. Maybe the last thing I'll say is go watch it for yourself. And you come back and if you like, comment on this video or share your thoughts and actually share the video. I mean, what I think is really important that Stephanie said is that she believes that Black radio should, have a renaissance. And I agree. When I lived in South Orange, New Jersey, outside of New York, WBLS was, I think, the #1 radio station, and they played the best music. They played everybody's music. What Stephanie Mills said in that during the Verzuz, she was spot on. You could turn it on and you could hear all kinds of music. But part of the issue is we got to find people or find young people that have a unique palette or taste in music, and really, put them on, or like, bring them out or give them an opportunity in some form or fashion. I mean, right now, it seems like there is nothing really, y'all could disagree with me, but there is nothing really groundbreaking in music happening. There are a lot of artists out there, that are being sold and presented as great musicians, great artists, but go back and listen to Stephanie Mills' catalog. And I know I'm missing a lot, but also go back and look at Chaka's early work, specifically during her time with Rufus. These women have huge, huge catalogs of music. And, the Verzuz was disappointing. I hope whoever's out there understands that whenever you produce something, particularly for a Black audience, it's high stakes now because we have so little. And, we need to take it more seriously. Hey, look, we need to take it more seriously. With that, I will jump off and, let's see how this first video of mine without a guest goes. I usually don't like talking to you guys out there, because you're not out there. It's just a camera, me and a camera, right? But eventually this will go up and you guys tell me what you think, I'm also sort of used to having a perfect environment where I can, edit the video in such a way that everything works out well. But sometimes like these breaking events, right? Like Chaka not doing well at the Verzuz concert, because this is breaking news, even though you guys don't think it's not fires in the Northwest in California, but this is huge from a cultural perspective. And look, for Black folks in America, like this, I'm not saying this is all we have, but for a long time, music was it for us. You look at anything that's coming out of America, usually with regard to music, we are right in there as black people. Any other industry you can't see, or in sports, of course, but you don't see us cornering the market in other industries, even though it would be cool to see a Black Bill Gates or a Black Elon Musk. I mean, I don't know how long that's going to take. We all may be dead and gone before that. But at any rate, look, I'll close with this. Go check out the Verzuz. Let me know what you think. Come back and comment on the video. I'm going to take a look at it again. I want to see it again, because I think I blocked some things out. It was too much trauma. I had so much at stake. Wanted to watch and basically show people how my icons can hold it down. But the only one that was holding it down was Stephanie, and she wasn't just holding it down for Chaka. She was holding it down for the whole entire production. So anyway.